Hey, folks, this is Sam Kinison. And on today's Beardo and Weirdo, we have Andrew from the Ghost Inside, one of the best drummers you'll see, who's missing his leg. Oh! Oh! Oh!
And oddly enough, that's the noise that Andrew made upon impact with an 18-wheeler. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh! Today on Beardo and Weirdo, it's Insensitivity Day.
Houston and Long Island. It's Chris Cale for the rock and roll band Five Finger Death Punch.
Hey, Billy, it's Craig Gass from Family Guy, King of Queens, Sex and the City, and all those other shows. We're coming to Long Island, New York, and Houston, Texas. Long Island, August 3rd, the night before he performs with his band at Jones Beach. We're going to perform at Mulcahy's. And then on September 26th, we're coming to Houston, Texas to The Secret Group in Houston. Get your tickets at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. And now he's going to insult me.
I would never.
So we're being joined by Andrew from Ghost Inside. Dude, you have such a crazy story, and I know that the first time something bad happens to me and I run into somebody and they go, hey man, what happened? You go, oh my God. So I'm in my car, right? Yeah, doing 30 miles an hour. Okay. And then I end up going, and then I hit the turn, and then this, and then the door broke open, and then my wrist got cracked, and then I fell, and then and it fucked up my wrist, and then I ended up with these splinters, and then we had to put the rods in, and then by the time you told it 30 times, it's like, hey, what happened? Broke my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Like so I know you've told the story a million times, but dude, a couple weeks ago, we had Wayne from Hatebreed on, and it's the same conversation. You are lucky enough that you're in a band that's actually big enough that you can tour, you have fans, and when you get caught up in that world, you kind of forget, you don't have a lot of time to see what's going on in the world. You're living in a magical place where you're living your dream, and you don't expect reality to show up.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all that, this terrible, terrible accident happens. And a couple people died.
2 people were killed. I was both drivers, and it was a bus, our tour bus, on a 2-lane rural in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
2015, and that was a 18-wheeler.
An 18-wheeler?
Tour bus into an 18-wheeler.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Who was driving the wrong way?
Well, it was a 2-lane.
Okay.
So it was
drifting.
It was just an absolute freak timing accident.
Ooh.
Like if it had been 35, 40 seconds earlier or later, we probably would have just went into the median and wouldn't have been nearly as bad. It was just freak timing. So.
But then again, if that didn't happen, you wouldn't be on the Beardo and Weirdo podcast right now.
Yeah.
So silver linings. Silver linings.
Yeah.
But when this happens at night?
This was 9 a.m.
9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Are you sleeping?
Oh yeah. Everyone was asleep in the bunks, as you know. It was just, everyone was up late the night before. We were in McAllen, Texas, and we were driving through. I think we were heading to Arizona.
Okay.
Or LA, maybe.
Sounds right.
Which one? But it happened right there. It happened in an area that they told us was locally famously coined the Bermuda Triangle of Texas.
Ooh.
Because a lot of crazy accidents have happened right there where ours did. I mean, it took 2 hours for someone. It actually took 2 hours for anyone to find us. Someone had to drive an hour or more just to get service to call it in.
Oh my gosh.
It couldn't have been more in the middle of nowhere. So,
Holy shit.
It was like you said, like you live in this lifestyle and this absolute dream that we live.
Which you had been doing for how many years at that point?
I mean, shit. That was 2015. So, I mean, I'd been touring, around the U.S. and then eventually internationally since 2005. So, yeah, 10 years of touring, starting very small local band to international touring.
But even as a kid, just being able to say I'm going on tour, that's every comedian, every musician wants that. They want to be able to say I'm on the road.
Yeah.
And even before you can actually officially be on the road, at least comedians will put out dates to look like they're on the road, but it's just a bunch of open mics that they're hitting up. And
I thought about making a comedy tour t-shirt of me just open like a wise guys.
Yeah, you got to get a sick ad mat going for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're actually doing it. You're actually doing it. And the enthusiasm despite the fact that you're not even making a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of pay. I remember, I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but Corey Taylor has a great story about when they did Ozfest. They were only allowed 2 comps for every show at Ozfest for the entire band. And there's like 200 guys in Slipknot.
Yeah.
There's 200 band members and then however many road crew, whatever. So they would always take the 2 tickets. Again, I don't think he'll mind me saying this.
Allegedly.
All right.
Allegedly.
You know, it might not have even been Corey.
Yeah.
It might have been his friend Corky Taylor. Taylor.
Well, we'll say it was Joey Jordanson because he's no longer here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But apparently what they would do, according to the story that I remember, and I could remember it wrong, is that one of the guys, they would just put the 2 tickets under somebody's name who worked for the band. Somebody that worked for the band would get the 2 tickets, scalp them in the parking lot, buy some bread and some whatever, just some like lunch meats and stuff.
Yeah.
And they would sell the tickets just to get by. So
that's right, Corey. That was Craig Gass.
Yeah.
You can contact him at getgas.com.
But Andrew, you're way past that point. You're actually traveling. You're living the dream. You're starting to, when this happens, and 2 hours waiting for help, and you know what's going on because you not only lost a leg in the accident, didn't you fuck up your back and your...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody got fucked up on that thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I know Zach. Zach's a good friend of mine as well. He's lost some toes, and I've seen him in the gym training like through the whole thing. Man, it's a long recovery after something like that.
Yeah. Zach's missing like half his foot. It looks like we call it his Ninja Turtle foot. It looks like the Ninja Turtle hand like this. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he you know, that the severity of injury probably is based off of where we were positioned in the bus.
And where were you?
Front, driver's side, top condo bunk.
Okay.
Oof. So, I mean, as close as you can be to the front lounge, which looked like it was hit with an RPG.
Oh, yeah. How far did the impact go into your bus?
I actually don't really know. I do remember seeing pictures of the wreckage, and I saw like what I think were our bunks with like blood, and like they were like they're just in pieces.
Yeah,
like, exploded. It looked like an IED hit it.
Now, when that impact happens, you are already asleep, so you don't get knocked out. When did you come to wake up and realize what the hell just happened? Yeah,
so actually, the doctor told me that the TBI I had definitely indicated that I was knocked out for like 20, 30 minutes, he said. So I remember feeling like the bus shaking, and I remember like kind of hearing loud metal on metal really quick though. And it was just like nothing. And I felt nothing. It was just, I was already asleep, heard and sort of felt rocking, and then woke up in the debris of the wreck. It was like a dream. Like it was like I was on my back and I could just see the sky in the desert, and it was cold, but it wasn't cold. And I was just like, it took me a second to go, holy fuck. Like I just got in an accident. We got in an accident.
Yeah.
Is everyone okay? All these things at once going through my head about like, is anyone dead? Like, and I just went into this, like this state of mind of just like, don't get your heart rate up. Just don't panic. Breathe in through your nose, out your mouth, get to the hospital. Cause this is serious. This actually happened.
When do you know that you've lost your leg?
Well, it was taken after. So there was a point where I looked down, I was on my back, and I kind of was able to like look and see my surroundings, and I saw my heel where my toes should be. So that's how you could tell it was bad.
I know a friend who got in a similar accident like that, where his got hit by a car and one leg wrapped around his body.
Ugh.
Yeah, we've all seen the football player that had his foot.
Dude.
Same thing. Yeah. Does that give you
I was going to say
it happened to Hutchinson season before last.
From the Lions?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a
because speaking of missing legs, it's funny.
Well, it's funny.
It fucking is, dude.
Of course. Well, dude, don't you learn that everything is funny? Like, don't you learn that you can laugh? Did you find that people were trying to be too sensitive to you, and you were like, yeah.
And I make a really dark joke about myself, and they're like,
yeah.
I was like,
they're offended for you, even though it's your joke.
Yeah,
I say all the time, like
white women.
Yeah, everyone in my family is deaf.
Yeah.
And people would always be sensitive about being around my deaf family. Meanwhile, my deaf family was always making the most fucked up deaf jokes. And it's like, the sensitivity is unnecessary.
He's deaf as well.
And my mom was born completely deaf. My dad was born with all of his hearing. And so they had my sister. My dad ended up losing his hearing when he was a kid. He got into an accident and popped out his eardrum. So he had to go to deaf schools for the rest of his life. We met my mom. They had my sister first. My sister's born with my mom's genes, completely deaf. And then I'm born with my dad's genes with all my hearing. So I'm the only one in my family can hear.
And to answer your question, because he is partly deaf.
I was going to say, no wonder this shit's so goddamn loud.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. It's
so he's not deaf, but he really doesn't listen a lot.
Selective hearing.
Well, as Gene Simmons once said, when somebody said, "Wow, is it true that your whole family's deaf?" And I started to answer the question before Gene Simmons said, "It's true. His family's deaf and he's dumb." And I was like, "Fuck."
That sounded just like him.
It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
But I would always find that people would approach with so much sensitivity that I'd just be like, "This is unnecessary." And I have to feel like people do the same thing with you. And it's like, dude,
yeah.
I lost my leg.
You said that you've got some jokes, dark jokes about your leg. What are some examples of that you can bring to the table today?
So the very first one that comes to mind when you ask that question is in the hospital, maybe a day after. Because here's the thing, for context here, I was put in a medically induced coma.
It's that TBI, kid.
There you go.
TBI.
It comes back. It comes back in flashes.
Yeah.
Medically induced coma for 10 days. So I was, they brought me out of it. I was like in my hospital bed with family, coming off of like the coma medicine for a couple of days, not knowing there was no leg down there.
Ooh.
Couldn't feel a thing, didn't know. And I was, I was disoriented. But, they broke the news, and then, I just immediately went into like just figure it out mode. But maybe a day later, I sent it like a video to the band guys, and I said like, check out my little chicken wing here. And I started like just like flopping it up and down like this. And they just literally went, "Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay."
See, that's one of the things that I really like about you is like, I'm dealing with like a little bit of a lower back injury right now. And I'm like, where's the gun?
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. Always looking for, let's get this horse shit over with.
Mhm.
I've done enough. Get me out of here. And this huge accident, you are a drummer.
Yeah.
And you lose your leg and you fight back. You do all the stuff to get back to like playing drums again. I would be, no, I'm cashing out. Let's go.
Mhm.
So
You say that, but
yeah. Oh no, I mean,
you wouldn't know until it happened to you though.
Yeah,
when it happens to you,
I mean it.
he's done. He's done.
I agree with you. I think when you're forced into a situation, there's nothing.
You might surprise yourself.
This is what you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But when that happens, and you get the news at the moment, do you remember receiving such something you just never prepared for?
Yeah. And, my parents, had to make the decision to take it because they,
my God.
Yeah, the doctors were there.
Oh.
They basically like kind of got up and did like a pantomime of how I would walk for the rest of my life.
Oh, that was very insensitive.
So the doctor's got jokes too.
Yeah.
Doctor's like, well, Andrew's going to be kind of,
people are going to call him cripple. He's going to hobble around all day.
or he might be doing the,
Yeah. The good news is he is a big boy and he's going to lose some weight.
That's right. Yeah, he definitely lost some weight.
Yeah.
and the next doctor's like, can I go up? Can I do 5 minutes? And they're all doing routines about how fucked up Andrew's going to be when he's walking.
So
It's kind of like a bunch of assholes here in the
Don't give up your day job.
worst emergency room ever.
Yeah.
yeah, insane. And so my parents told me, and it was probably really hard for them, but I instantly, I think I could sense how terrified and heartbroken they were to break that news to me, being their son, being my parents. So I think I sensed it, and I just immediately just said, "Give me my phone," and I just started like, I was like, Rick Allen was the first one I went to.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Rick Allen. What's more in depth his story? Like, who else has lost limbs that's a musician? Who athletes too? Like, who's overcome this and that? I just immediately started looking for inspiration right off the bat, and I gave myself zero allowance to like wallow in self-pity. I can't tell you why. I wouldn't have thought I had that in me. I would have, if you would have told me before the accident, like, this is going to happen to you, I would have been like, I'm going to fucking, where's the gun?
Yeah.
I would have been the same way. You don't know until it happens to you what you're capable of.
Have you been someone who's always responded to bad news with like, all right, like very accepting?
I mean, he is in a band.
Yeah, pretty used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're used to fighting against all
beat
those
up a
odds.
lot,
So,
yeah.
uniquely qualified.
Yeah, specifically nothing I can think of really that is related to that. I don't know.
Mhm.
It just that in particular was one that I was just like, I think it was a little bit of stubbornness. Like I just was like, nope, I'll be done when I'm goddamn good and ready.
Yeah.
And I'm not yet. I'm not ready. I have more in me, and it's just how I'm wired. And I didn't know I was wired that way at the
Now,
time.
how long after the accident do talks start happening about, hey, let's get the band back together? We can still do this. What was the process between
Or
then?
does anybody even start asking questions of like, so how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone saw my positive attitude towards it. And I think even maybe myself started to believe after a while. I was just almost like positively, toxically gaslighting myself as like at some point I got to be realistic here. But I just never gave up the attitude. I wonder if the guys even had a little bit of like, he's just like, dude, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Or was there a drum tech sitting behind you going, God damn it. That was my chance.
This was my fucking
This is
in
my
right here. God
chance.
damn it, leg. Fuck.
Hey, docs, can we take the other leg?
Yeah. Yeah.
How's his
Get the other one
elbow
out of
right
here.
now? How's his elbow?
Yeah.
Just I'm a torso by
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Take a look at that hand. Doesn't look right to me. It might
Yeah.
be some gangrene.
Next thing you know,
Cut that thing off.
I'm on stage drumming through a straw.
Yeah.
It's like Krang from Ninja Turtles. And I'm just like, you're never going to fucking get me.
Yeah.
This conversation's going a lot more fun than I thought it would.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, exactly.
So, how far after the recovery are you still in the hospital when you start? I mean, obviously, you said immediately you start looking at your phone.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it was a month in El Paso Hospital. Then I was flown to Grand Rapids, which was at the time, because I'm from Michigan originally. Grand Rapids Hospital. I was there for a month doing inpatient therapy, PT, OT, all that. The most overwhelming amount of support from all my, nurses, doctors, the fan base, honestly, everyone. I mean, like, Bring Me the Horizon donated money, Parkway Drive, all of our friends,
No
all of
way.
these bands. Like, there was like a charity, like I think Blink-182 did like some guitars signed you could win and raffle, like all to benefit hospital bills. We had millions of dollars in bills.
Wow.
A laughable amount of money. That's just like, no.
I'm guessing zero health insurance being a musician as well.
We had workers' comp at the time.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Which
God.
didn't know we had that.
But
Yeah.
all these
Didn't know it would cover as what it did too.
Mhm.
these bands that come together, Bring Me the Horizon, Blink-182, all these other artists you start talking about, are these artists that you knew, or were some of these just total strangers?
Some were strangers, some we knew. We've known
Wow.
Bring Me the Horizon for a while. Like, we've known a lot of these guys for a while, and it was just like a full on rally around it. There was a GoFundMe that was started on behalf of us. It got like, I think like $250,000,
Wow.
something like that. And our singer Jonathan, he was the CEO of the company, of the LLC. So we were technically his employees. So we were covered. He was not.
Oh.
So
Wow.
that like really helped with his, 7-figure hospital bills that we were slapped with, So it was a fucking whirlwind of shit right off the bat. And then, I went home. That was November, December of 2015. I was home by end of January, start of February 2016. And there started the outpatient therapy where I was driving I was getting driven to Grand Rapids every day for a year
Mhm.
to do outpatient physical therapy. Eventually got fit with a leg. I think a couple months later, I was fit with a leg pretty quick after this accident. And like you said before, I mean, I had a pulmonary embolism. I should have died fucking 10 times. My doctor told me that.
Mhm.
Like, you shouldn't be alive. Like,
Man.
there's no way you should on paper be alive. And
You're playing extra innings now.
yeah, exactly. Literally. So it's, it was like a 3-year gap from then to when we did our comeback show, and only
Wow.
2018 to 2016 to 2018 was recover, everyone do this. And then right in the end of 2017, 2018, we started talking about, we should like get together
Mhm.
and see if we can play a song again.
What was the trajectory? Sorry to cut you off there. What was the trajectory of the band at that time when you were on the road? Were you about to start working on a new album? Where were you guys at in the career? You were
Yeah. We had
songs written.
Oh yeah. We had demos started, and we were planning on going. That February that I had gotten home was the month we were supposed to go start doing a new record.
So everybody stops.
Just halt.
Does anybody find other avenues, other bands during that time? Is anybody, or is it just like, okay, we're just putting music down for now?
Yeah, I think that, everyone, most of the guys were just solely just focused on recovering.
Absolutely.
And just being comfortable and recovering and taking it one day at a time, because that's all you can do.
So no one came out of this accident unscathed?
No one.
No one did.
Everyone had different degrees of it, but
wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of bands rallying around you to help with that recovery, recently just heard a heartwarming story about your dad building something for you so that you could actually play drums.
My dad saved the band.
No shit.
Yeah, my dad is he 45 years at GM, retired now.
No shit.
He's a blue collar guy and tinkerer, woodworker by hobby.
Yep.
And he would just always make things around the house, and
in between Lions games.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He'd work
Tigers,
and
he's
Tigers and Lions and Red Wing.
Oh my,
yeah.
He just like had this vision right off the bat with being there and being the guy that said you got to take his leg and signing it, those papers. I feel like he probably made it his personal goal to like, well, if I have to do it, I'm gonna fucking get him back on it as long as he's willing to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just saw like the uniqueness of my amputation. He saw way ahead of the game that like he needs the pedal to be brought up there, because if he saw way ahead of time that I'm going to have restriction if I play with this thing on. This thing's heavy. It's heavy as fuck. Like he's going to be restricted, and he needs to have a more natural action. He knew that, so he had this device he wanted to try and make, and I was like, that's cool. I hope that could work out. But we were like, let's see what the doctors can come up with. And nothing worked. Nothing worked.
You're talking about your prosthetic that's heavy. And is the prosthetic above the knee or below the knee?
Above knee.
It's above the knee. Okay, so which gives you more limited range because it's above the knee.
Right. Yeah. So, and I don't know if it gives you more or less in terms of playing kick drum. I'm not really sure. But at least I would think with your knee, if you were a below knee, you have another joint at least to help you with more force, more power. I don't know though for sure. And I have another thing to add to this that's really cool coming up as well. But he saw that coming. We tried to see if a doctor could like make a prosthetic, and nothing was working. And I just was like, that was the one point where my positive attitude, I just went, now.
Yeah.
This sucks. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
The second that happened, he just went in the garage and fucking made this thing.
Whoa.
He brought it down in the basement while I was, I had like a little studio set up there just so I could make music in the downtime. He's like, here, I was like, whoa, you fucking, that's it? He goes, just try it. Just try it out. Just let's see if it works. I go, cool. I had the drum kit right there, set it up, and instantly I was like, oh my God. It's
shit.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I can actually like, it's hitting at the same time. It doesn't feel like there's like this energy that has to go through this bulky, cumbersome thing. It's like, oh my God, it's like immediate action. We both looked at each other and we just started crying like, right there. Just immediate tears. And right that day I called the guys, I sent them a video. I was like, look, like this is like, I was playing like a Ghost Inside song, and they were like, what the fuck, dude?
And those at home who might not be familiar with the Ghost Inside, it's a lot of pretty quick double kicks.
Yeah.
So it's not like a boom, pop, boom. I love the videos that you post of behind you and just watching the whole thing on the shows you're doing. It's incredible.
Yeah, you gotta have the leg angle. You gotta have for the content. But yeah. So that from there I was like, guys, if we let's get together. Like whenever we can, when everyone's schedules like allow it, let's see if we can play songs. We did. We got together in Maryland. It felt instantly like, oh my God, I think we could actually play a show. We started booking the show. We booked the show for the Shrine Auditorium in LA. It sold out in a minute.
Yep.
No shit.
5,000 tickets. And then in 1 minute.
That's the comeback show.
That's
the Shrine.
Yeah.
5,000 tickets.
Yep. And then they wanted to do more. They wanted to add more tickets. They said, we're going to put it in the parking lot of the Shrine.
Yep.
And it did 3,000 more in another minute.
No way.
So it was 8,000 tickets done. And we did the show, and it was absolutely fucking like, I can't even explain to you how monumental of a day that was and how crazy that comeback was.
Let's play some footage right here.
Oh yeah.
We had to learn how to walk again. We had to learn how to live again. We had to learn how to play again. But the hardest thing for all of us was we had to learn how to be broken. And if we didn't have the encouragement of all you guys here tonight and of our friends around the world, friends and fans everywhere, I honestly don't know if we'd be here right now. So I want to thank you all for that. This next song's about that. It's called The Great Unknown.
Did you get emotional the moment you got on stage?
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
We chose our playlist before the set. And one of us put Bohemian Rhapsody on it. I have this fucking I'm in a movie moment of being up there, sitting at my kit for the first time since the accident. We have a kabuki drop, so I can see through it, and I see 8,000 people there for us for this moment. And it's playing Bohemian Rhapsody. And I look at my mom and dad, and I look at the band, and I'm just like, don't cry. You got it. You got it. It was so intense, dude. It was such a fucking intense moment of like, you're about to do this. And I was fucking terrified. Wow. And then everything happened. Kabuki drop. We go into after the first song, I was like, oh, I'm back at work.
Oh my God.
I'm back at work. And like it never ended. And
how many years since the last time you were on that kit?
That would have been 4 years.
Did you ever have that moment like during COVID, like what, a year and a half before I was back on stage again? I'd get back on stage and I go, how does this joke work? Like, I like, did you have moments like that where you go, yeah, and then wait, what's my, I guess that's what rehearse.
I did. And on top of that, I had to figure out how to fucking perform it with one leg.
With one leg.
The muscle memory is there, but it is not doing exactly what I want.
Oh, wow.
So I had to learn how, because basically there's like a millisecond or a split second or whatever of like latency between when I strike to when it hits because of the device.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've just naturally through new muscle memory figured out the timing of when to hit so that it hits right. Yeah. And it just kind of, after practice and rehearsing it.
You got the adjustment.
You pick it up.
There. God damn. And did you, with that first thought being, let me look up Rick Allen from Def Leppard, did you at any point cross paths with Rick Allen?
Yes. So I can't remember. I think maybe I or someone had reached out to him on Twitter on my behalf. I talked to him very briefly on Twitter.
Okay.
And he said he had heard about what happened and he offered encouragement and just was very nice. And I didn't hear from him again for a while. But a few years ago, what was it? 2022. Have you ever played Copenhagen?
Oh yeah.
So we did Copenhagen. Dude, it was so weird. It was the two main stages. It was Motley Crue, The Ghost Inside, Def Leppard. Weird.
That's awesome.
And
I love it.
Like, well, shit, I would love to meet Rick today because we've talked. You know, he's aware. You know, we're both aware of each other. Our guitar tech, Nick, shout out to Nick, had a couple of beers, and he
shout out to beer.
Yeah, he moseyed over to Def Leppard's little compound and goes, "Hey, man, like my drummer, he's got a prosthetic leg. He plays drums with one leg, custom device." Gave him a quick spiel. And he's like, I think Rick knows him. If Rick wants to come meet him, that'd be cool. Rick came right out.
Really?
Talked with me for a little while and just like asked how things were going. We both just like gave each other a hug, got a picture, and I was like, that's fucking insane, man. He was so fucking cool.
By the way, I wonder, I do question what the drum techs, or no, was it a guitar tech that went over there?
Yeah.
The guitar tech? His version of what he said over there, and knowing that he had a couple beers, he's like, oh, no, man. What I said was, I was like, so we got a guy. And then you know that when he's over there, he's like, dude, fuck it.
I just went
Hey,
over there. And
he fucking lost his dick in the
yeah.
accident. He can't piss. He can't shit.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
know, my drummer's got a broken butthole, and
His whole ass blown out.
like he's like Rick Allen's #1 fan. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
He's like, hey, man, they might be related. They're both lost shit, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Rick, come on over.
Yeah.
Photographs, favorite song, dude. And,
Yeah.
But like,
So-
look, let's just get Rick out here to just get this guy to leave us alone.
Right.
So my experience with having played with Def Leppard too, most beautiful crowd I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, Death Punch, we're heavy. We got a lot of dudes, a lot of bros out there all the time. But then it was us, Judas Priest, and Def Leppard in Sweden. I was just
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, just beautiful people everywhere.
Everyone in Scandinavia, they're all beautiful.
Absolutely.
Everyone.
Yeah.
All of them.
Until I show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, being able to have that experience of actually being able to connect with that person who was just kind of like a distant story to you as your inspiration is incredible. I remember being backstage at a Def Leppard show once in Los Angeles. I want to say it was at the old Universal Amphitheater. And I saw a group of people in a holding pen that were all amputees just hanging out. And I happened to be walking through that area when Rick came out and said, hey guys. And they're like, oh. And then he just sat down and they all sat around in a circle and they just had like a hang to share. And the couple of times I passed by, it was people sharing their mutual experiences with Rick. And I was like, oh, that is so cool.
Now, going through what you've gone through, have people reached out to you, telling you how you've inspired them to overcome their stuff?
Oh, all the time, man. Yeah. And it's really heartwarming. It's really flattering. Sometimes it's really heavy stories.
Of
and really,
course.
And it's just like a lot, but I read and I see everyone's comments and messages. And, I've had people who have asked, like, can you make me one? Can your dad make me a device? We played Bogota, Colombia a couple years ago. And this kid came to the show. He was a left above knee. And he showed me a picture and a video, and his dad, based off pictures of my dad's version of what's called the hammer. That's my device that I
bet it is. I bet it is called the hammer.
I gotta lay it down. His dad made him one based off just pictures, and he's like, I can play drums again. Like, oh my God. And it was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
And Pearl is my drum sponsor, and we are working together currently. I was just in Nashville actually doing some cool stuff with them, and we're working on making a Pearl version of the device that eventually we want to be available for anyone that needs it.
That's
And that would not have happened had you not gone through that wreck.
Crazy.
Yeah. So silver linings.
Mm-hmm.
all these years later, what is the biggest misunderstanding about what you experienced?
I think it's just like the simple, like kind of a blanket statement, the simple everyday things in life that you would never think about. Going somewhere with a group of people and they are all going up 2 flights of stairs to enter the arena. And I'm like, well, okay, I got to go find an elevator. And they're like, oh, right.
Yeah.
That's something that I've really, 10 years in now, I'm used to it and it's fine. But at first, like it kind of would get a little frustrating that I'm just like, bro, don't you see I don't got a fucking leg?
Yeah.
Come on.
Sebastian over here.
Like,
Hey, no respect. Hey,
yeah.
take it easy.
Yeah. No, but like, and then I just learned to be like, well, you don't think about it. You don't ever think about it until it's happened to you or you know someone that's had it. And that's a big one right there. That comes to mind right off the bat.
Sounds like you're a better person.
I'm
because
not.
of this
No.
experience.
No, I am.
We'll all go to Big J after this. You'll find out.
Yeah.
He's still the same. Yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for coming on and sharing your story. And where do people find you and the band online?
Yep, you can, all our social media is at The Ghost Inside. You can follow me on Instagram at IllGrip.
Illgrip, I-L?
ILLGRIP.
Okay,
Mhm.
ILLGRIP on social media. On
Mhm.
Instagram?
That's right.
And everything else or just Instagram?
Just Instagram.
Just
yeah.
Instagram.
And one more question. Like, compare the level that the Ghost Inside was at before that bus wreck as compared to where you guys are now with popularity and ticket sales.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, before the accident, 2014, we were doing like, 250 to 500 cap rooms probably if we're headlining. And we were doing a lot of support stuff. And you know, that's definitely gone up to the 1,500, 2,000 caps.
Wow.
So it's been a weird up and down schedule. COVID happened in the middle of all this too.
Right.
It came back and then COVID happened and there was another few years off. So
Right.
that was a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
So, you know, things have gone up and down. It's been a weird roller coaster, but it's been a fun ride.
Absolutely. Yeah. Particularly, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love the gratitude. I love the awareness, the appreciation, and the determination. Because, man, whew, my nose is itching right now. I might go ram my car into the pole right now.
It's an unbelievably inspiring story, man. I mean, being faced with something that you have no choice in the matter of, and what a horrific, I mean, let's not forget it. People died that day.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and you survived and were able to triumph over this incredible experience that you had. So
It's one of those things I always say, there is no good, there is no bad. It only becomes either once it enters your head.
agreed.
And you took what many people would have been broken over and turned that into success for yourself, success for your band, inspiration, and changing technology for drums so that other people going through these things are able to play drums as well.
Do you find yourself being a little more sensitive to when people are being a bitch?
Like Mr. Low blood pressure over here that had to cancel a couple weeks ago.
Doctor told me, I mean, yeah. Doctor told me to go.
That's not
I said,
bitch
hey.
though. That's like you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah.
That
A
is-
doctor told me to go to the emergency room and I was like,
Hey.
damn it.
Trust me, that's bitch.
Every now and then a little bit of that comes in and we're all hear someone complain about like this and that. And I'm just like,
Shut your mouth.
you know what I would give to be able to do it as easy as you? Yeah. Like I don't ever say it. I just let it happen. I'm not going to sit there and shame someone for it, but I think it every now and then.
They get that look though.
Oh yeah.
Go see The Ghost Inside on the road. This incredible story. My God. Thank you for coming in and sharing that story, Andrew.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Wonderful.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.